Hello everybody, I am Mike from the Rewatch Podcast, and I am a lifelong Star Trek fan watching classic Doctor Who for the first time. And I have reached the 4th episode of the 6-part Keys of Marinus series, namely the episode for SNOWS of Terror. And I'm looking forward to getting to this episode. So yeah, total Doctor Who novice. Don't know very much about the show. In fact, the majority of what I learned about the show, I learned right here on these rewatches through the helpful intervention and education of Doctor Who fans like yourselves on the comment section of the YouTube videos. So please do continue to leave comments there, share, and help me plug the show. But I'm not going to mess around. I've got my cup of coffee. I've got my t-shirt with the TARDIS on it, no less, amongst other wonderful, iconic science fiction vessels. I'm going to get straight into it. I'm going to hit play. I'm really looking forward to watching more Doctor Who. Let's go. Oh, yes. They teleported into an inhospitable environment.
Sleep. No. I must sleep. No. No, Bob.
No, not a good idea. Good cliffhanger. Great music, again. They're making a lot of Star Trek comparisons these last couple of episodes, and a few listeners have pointed out that, neither show could have been influenced by the other. That they were being produced at the same time. Actually, who got a bit of a jump on Star Trek? So things like the togas, the choral, falsetto, music. These are all just trappings of the time. But it is interesting going back and seeing the UK equivalent of this. Particularly being from Britain myself, to see what our homegrown, slightly more meagerly resourced, dare I say it, but equally charming equivalent. Oh, you got a snowman. Oh dear, he's got her doohickey. Hopping all over the place, aren't we, on this serial? Again, a little bit like the Marco Polo one. Real diversity, episode to episode.
Their hands. I'm Vesa. Most men fear me, so I have few visitors.
Wow, what a smoothie.
There.
Ian, wake up.
There's a creepy dude.
How you...
I bet he doesn't rub Ian's hands.
Frostbite. No, you mustn't put them near the fire. Have to bring back the circulation slowly.
Educational element. Still no Hartnell. And again, thank you to the commenters on the YouTube channel. Apparently, I mentioned last time that he was absent from the episode, and apparently the reason was really mundane. He was on holiday, and apparently we do see actors come and go briefly due to that, because of course the shooting schedule for this show was so intensive that if somebody wanted to go on holiday for a few days, they'd have to miss an entire episode. So they had to start figuring out how to write it in, because they would shoot, largely all year round, I'd imagine. So yeah, that's interesting to know.
Oh, we would have frozen to death.
The wolves have eaten you first.
Yes, there are more than ever of them this way.
Well, we're grateful to you for getting to us before the wolves.
Well, one of you would have died anyway, but...
Ian's Mongolian clothing is probably not practical.
Oh,
The village lies that way. When you get through...
I would not be comfortable leaving Barbara with this dude.
thank
Ugh. I'm probably just being cynical here, but I'm getting a real vibe.
We're alone.
Oh, he'll be back. I know he will.
We'll see. Well, I'll go and get us some food. We must fatten you up, eh?
Oh my god. Wow. They do get themselves in some truly dire situations. That music's very Star Trek. Well, very Forbidden Planet, very genre music of the time. Sort of almost theremin style, although it's a choral piece.
That door will keep anything out.
Or in. You clear those things away.
We'll have no more talk of that thinly veiled threat. I'll be knocking him out the second his back was turned.
Hiding there.
So they're alive.
Maybe. That was yesterday. I gave them food and flint in return for these.
Oh, he's a wrong un.
I left them.
Keys in the chain.
He's got impressive eyebrows, this guy.
Yes, I thought they were back.
Barbara's back there with it. Alone.
It's nice that the threats here, it's a little bit like what you see in zombie movies, where it's not the zombies that are the threat, it's other people. And there's a bit of that going on here. You know, it is just the fact that they're in these difficult situations, and people don't always do the right thing. So again, it's pretty good of the show to actually kind of be that cynical to show that. That's pretty impressive for TV at the time.
Look at this. Raw meat. What on earth? Vessel want to give that to me, huh? There's your answer.
What a cad. Nice bit of stock footage there.
Nowhere you can run.
Keep away.
Oh, but the sweaty, cackling, vaguely rapey kind of character here, you know. Pirate type archetype here. Yeah, say that.
It was the tunnel on the right. Well, I'm sure it was this one. I could have sworn it. Well, if you're
My wife and I are like this in the car,
certain,
but less cordial.
Go back.
You're getting no promises out of me. Now, come on.
It's amazing how much sound design and performance can sell environmental harshness. You know, this is great theatre that we're seeing here.
awful. Don't worry. We'll just go back the way we came. Come on.
I'd really love to see Susan in a character dynamic where she's having to be the strong one and mentor someone else. Because, and I understand why this isn't a critical thing, but she always, whoever she ends up paired with ends up being, you know, babied through the situation. And I'd love to see the roles reversed and her to be kind of taking charge of a situation and having to sort of foster that care for another younger or less confident or capable character. And I'm curious to see if we see that, you know, how much these characters are allowed to change and develop. Wouldn't get me on that. It's that moment when you get in the middle and you realise that turning back is no more tempting than continuing on forward. And you're at that maximum sway point as well. Yeah, I couldn't be doing that. Although, now the camera's panned across, that is the shortest bridge in all of creation. Okay. Reunited, and it feels so good. Right, steady on here.
Somebody down there. We almost ran into them. Ian, stop him.
Once a rotter, always a rotter. They could jump that.
You wait.
They jumped a bigger ridge on Daleks.
No other way out.
Oh, he's a proper laughy cackler, this guy. Love it.
How do we get across?
I don't know. It's too wide to jump.
Yeah,
Or maybe
is
we
it?
find some planks and logs and lay them across.
Yes, all right. Let's go and look. Shall I lead the way? Yes.
I love how he's just pissy. Ian's being. He's just like, oh, for Christ's sake, can't something just go our way for once? And do I have to do everything? He's very kind of, are you people about this at the moment? And that's kind of entertaining. The noisiest sneak up ever.
Perfectly preserved.
It's kind of a great image, isn't it? You know, these stationary guards and the prize that they are protecting just trapped in a giant piece of ice. That's kind of, yeah, very imaginative.
Hey, well, steady on.
Steady on.
Like the hot springs in Iceland.
Iceland? Where's that?
It's a supermarket in England. Great idea. There's no way they're not going to come back to life, is there? I mean, there he is.
Get out of here, run! Have you got the key? Yes. Then run!
Run better. Okay. Not the stealthiest. I think it's great as well that they, again, the Star Trek comparison in things like the staging of the fighting and things like that, because they've got limited space, they have to do everything slowly because, if the characters move quickly, they run out of stage, or they run out of the ability to capture the pace of the action. And it adds to the theatricality of it. And I think that's another thing that would be, it would be a mistake to be dismissive of and not celebrate the charm that brings. Go on, Susan, you can do it. Good boulder acting there.
Right, you carry on. I'll catch you up.
Oh no. Ian kills again.
If we've all got our travel dials on, we'll keep our date with the doctor.
Who will be returning from holiday. Quite helpful of them. What? Look out. The whole not being knocked unconscious thing. That's one of the, I suppose, like realizing that sinking sand isn't really a thing, or any of these TV movie genre things. The idea you could just pop somebody on the head and they're gone. If you hit somebody hard enough that they lose consciousness, that's a serious traumatic injury, and they're either just not going to fall unconscious and just scream in terrible pain, or they are going to go unconscious and maybe be suffering from the after effects of concussion for years after the fact. It's it was a real moment of realization for me when I learned of the reality of being bopped on the head. It's film and TV. You've got a lot to answer for. Enigmatic. There's a frame in a doings. Wow, so although he's credited, another episode about Hartnell. I'm really impressed with the sort of the diversity of these episodes in the sense of environments. I just assumed, in some cases correctly, that the whole serial thing was a budgetary thing. You have a serial that's set in a certain environment, you build that environment, and that gives you 7 weeks of affordable shooting. But in the case of this, and from what I can see from the reconstruction, the Marco Polo storyline, that's actually not the case. They're still moving around different types of environment. And I think that gives these episodes a fun, self-contained element, even though they are part of a larger serial. Although the Doctor's missing, so that leaves a little bit of a void in the dynamic. It's really nice to see the rest of the characters getting to be centre stage and see what they can do and largely carry the show, which they're certainly doing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the next episode, The Sentence of Death, which is the 5th and I believe penultimate part in the Keys of Marinus 6-parter. So yeah, come and join me then. Also, please do like and subscribe and share and promote and comment on the videos on the channel, and do all of those good things that will result in more viewers, more feedback, and greatly incentivize me to do these more frequently and to continue on this trip through classic Doctor Who. So see you soon. Bye-bye.